Hey guys, I'm Slick77 back with another episode of Skyrim's Strongest Stories. I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, and since I've played Skyrim in general. I've been playing other amazing games, and this game is just as amazing. The graphics are awesome. I want to get back into this. Also, you'll notice that I'm not in a castle keep, and that is because this is where I last left off in this game, and I thought this background was just really freaking awesome to look at. So, I have two books I want to read, one this episode, one the next. They're both from Fort Sungard, which you can find right here. It's close to Broken Fang Cave. I think you'll be able to recognize that one more. Rorikstead, there you go. It's south from Rorikstead. If I'm correct, I think you can see Rorikstead from Fort Sungard. I don't particularly remember. It's been a while. Now, the book I want to read, the first one, is called A Better Guide to Better Thieving, which you can find it. And once you find this, you can get a +1 skill to your pickpocketing skill. For me, it's not that worthwhile, but for those who like thieving, it's definitely worthwhile to go get it. So, let's get reading. Wolfmaw's Guide to Better Thieving by Wolfmaw Shadowcloak. So, you want to make it as a cut purse? You want to live the life of a criminal? Always one step ahead of everyone and pockets brimming with septums. Maybe it appeals to you to try and earn a living by robbing some wealthy merchants or extorting your local shopkeepers. Let me give you a bit of advice. Don't bother. For every skilled thief I've met in my day, I've seen a 20 who thought they had it what it took, but ended up rotting in jail. But if you're anything like me, you don't listen to advice. You do whatever you want and never let anyone else tell you otherwise. To oblivion with the risks. All that matters is the coin. Sound familiar? If it does, then this book might just teach you the difference between acting like a petty thief and a master criminal. I know what you're thinking. Who is this Wolfmar? Who does he think he is telling me how to be a better thief? What makes him an expert? Simple. Maybe you heard about that heist in Mournhold when Queen Barzia's coronation crown went missing. Or perhaps the tale of an Elder Scroll gone missing from the White Gold Tower reached your ears. That's right. It was yours truly. I've done just about every kind of job you can imagine, and I've got the septums put away to prove it. How else could an ex-thief find the resources to publish his own book? Now that I have your attention, let's start with two of the most important, most fundamental skills you'll need to sharpen if you want to make it as a cut purse. Picking locks and picking pockets. And before you roll your eyes and throw this book aside in disgust, I can promise you that the easiest way you're going to get caught is by ignoring the basics. But if you can master these activities, you'll find yourself swimming in coin. Picking pockets is one of the easiest skills to learn. But you'd be surprised how often I've seen novice thieves muck it up. The lesson here is twofold. First, your surroundings, and second, know your approach. Why or when you decide to go fishing is just as important as who you choose as your mark. Follow them a while. There's never a need to rush. Wait until they're somewhere isolated and out of earshot of any guards. But most importantly, always know when to let the mark go. Getting pinched simply isn't worth the risk. There will always be other marks who will come along with their pockets full. As far as the approach goes, don't drop into your crouch until you're completely out of the mark's view. Directly behind them and preferably close to them. Excuse me, let me take a drink of coffee. Something in my throat, that's why I'm clearing a lot. Don't spend too long deciding what you'll lift either. A good thief should be able to hit a mark and make off with something valuable in less than 5 seconds. Last of all, applying this trade at night will greatly reduce your chances of getting caught. If you have no other choice and you have to do it in the daylight, just make sure you aren't out in the open. Lockpicking is an art form that takes years to master. The important thing to remember is that no two are alike, each one behaving completely differently. As long as you keep your wits about you and your patience, you'll find them easier to defeat than you'll initially expect. Good picks are always essential. Make sure you have plenty of them tucked away in your pockets. Always take your time and keep a light touch on the picks. When the tumblers begin to fall in place, you should feel the picks tremble ever so slightly. This means you're near the sweet spot. Slow down at that point and only move the picks with the finest touch. If you blindly poke at the lock like an old man, all you're going to end up with is a bunch of broken picks and equally broken pride. As a last resort, if the lock is completely confounding you, there's always the option of smashing it. Just keep in mind that this is a rarely successful and could potentially make a great deal of noise. By using my techniques, I'm not merely suggesting you'll be a successful thief, I'm giving you a solid guarantee. All it takes is a little bit of patience and a great deal of practice, then maybe, just maybe, you'll become a successful of Wolfmar. In my next volume, we'll move on to another important tool in your arsenal, sneaking. I'll prove to you that the shadows can be just as potent of a weapon as your blade if you know how to bend it to your will. Very cool. Very descriptive guide to better thieving. I gotta find like a guide to better sneaking or some such. So apparently this is a type of series. An instructional series. Very cool. I hope you enjoyed this book. If you did, please join me in for my next book for Skyrim Strong Stories, or check out the other ones in the list above. See you next time.